So we're back at the Christmas climate. In the previous special video I assembled this beautiful upper receiver from HAO Industries full of custom parts for the L119A2, a nice UKSF gun. In this special second part I continue to work on. We already have here the bolt carrier group from Angry Gun, the steel one with the Raytech nozzle. And the shell ejector cover, the dust cover, is not assembled yet because I think it's one-time assembly and it will be very difficult to remove it later. So for now I'd rather have it. And immediately you can recognize that right now when I have this beautiful receiver in my hands, I'm immediately much more tactical. So let's continue to get even more tactical and assemble the rest. And this will be the time to make the lower receiver assembly. In this step I will make just the lower receiver assembly and not the conversion. The conversion will be a step that will follow on later. So for now, let's go back to the workshop and you will see the whole process of putting this together. And here we are with the parts for the lower receiver assembly. Obviously we have some HAO parts, which are the lower receiver, who would have guessed, and the buffer tube with the crown nut here. There are just two bags of parts also needed here, the pins, and these are the fake pins that will go into some of the openings. And actually, like normally you would also have the fire selector, you would have the mag catch, but I'm gonna assemble them after I have the conversion in, because they will go through the trigger box which I need to modify. So for now it's enough to put in just these parts, but of course I need the rest of the parts, and here I will be using the buffer spring from Angry Gun. This is 130% spring. I hope it's strong enough. I could not find a stronger one. I will pair it with this GNP buffer, kind of lots of parts inside. We'll see how this works. And I will need the retainer pin for the buffer, so here I also have a GP part. And then for the rear of the body I'm gonna assemble an original Magpul ASAP, and this is because obviously the gun is so high-end, it's a pity to put on some Chinese shit. And the part that I want to assemble in this step 2, but not necessarily I need to, is also the ergo grip. Should be the same as in the original L119A2, and I just want to see how it feels, how it fits, because I will need to drill it anyway, so later when the conversion will be assembled I will have to take it off. With this I guess I start from the pins, I mean these fake pins. Let's see how they look like. There should be 4 of them. Okay. They are nice. 2 small ones, 2 big ones. Maybe this will be a tiny bit challenge to push them into the receiver and not scratch anything or damage anything. But I guess I will figure this out somehow. Let's maybe see the fitting first. I also think maybe I should put some adhesive before I do it. But you know what? Ah, yeah. Well, definitely I need to, because right now I, like, you see, it falls out, yeah? So I try to put it in and it fits nicely if you orient it properly, and it falls out pretty easily. Let's see if the small one does the same. Oh, it's not so easy. Let's try again. Yeah, it's the same case with the rear one. So obviously I need to glue them in place. Honestly I don't really like this because I'm afraid they will fall out sooner or later. On the other hand, it's maybe good because at least I won't scratch anything, yeah? To just apply some glue and push it in. It should be okay. Let's throw them out. Come out. Yes, what could happen, however, I can get some adhesive spills, which I don't want. So I have to be very, very careful. Oh shit. Yeah, exactly. I have to be very, very careful here and don't apply too much. I'm using a Loctite. It's a mess. I'm using Loctite, but I have a, I don't know what's the proper name in English. It's called debonder, which is basically like I cannot do it lying flat, yeah, I need to do it in proper orientation. Okay, so you see it looks bad. I put in the pin. I actually have a better idea how to do it for the next ones. Okay, so the pin is in. And there is a lot of spill, but luckily I have this thing, which is the debonder for these kind of adhesives, so I can apply it here. And because on the gun this is not paint, hopefully it's some kind of anodization, I don't know what exactly is this process, it should not actually influence anything from the appearance point of view. You just apply it, you wash it off, and let's see if this really worked. Yeah, actually it worked. Like, clean it up. Here I have a part of the tissue, but you see it's not so bad anymore. Yeah, so I'll just do one more round here around. Okay, so I applied it on this, and now I'm gonna clean around. Okay, and wipe it off. Okay, so this one pin is in. Let's put this nice help aside. But honestly, it's not the way to do it, yeah? You see it ended up bad. Like from the rear side where I look, you can maybe see this pin here in the middle. It's actually not flat with the receiver. So I'm gonna put in the pin and apply the glue from the inside so that it catches it from the inside and I don't have this issue of glue leaking out. Let's see how this works. So I put it inside. Okay, and it's in there, much easier. Definitely it won't leak, this should not be an issue, but it's quite a lot, so I need to wait a moment until it sets. In the meantime, very carefully, I'm gonna apply or insert these other, and I need to hold it. Okay, like this, and again, very carefully. Hope I am not the one who will be caught with the glue. Like, pretty decent, I guess. Okay, so these two should be fine. Okay, now these two. Okay, you can see how it scratches off my nails when I touch it. Okay, this one is in place. Let's hold it. And again, some glue. I think should be okay. And the same on the rear. Like, honestly, I don't really like it. I'm used to some different solutions. Usually when you have this kind of fake pins, they are press fitted and you don't have to worry like I do now if they will fall out or not. But okay, maybe it's the way to go. Maybe it will be fine. I'm gluing the last one in place. Okay, you can see the glue came out, but it's small amount. I believe it will get, when dry it will be matte and nothing bad will happen out of it. Let's say this step was pretty weird, but I handled. And here on this side there's still some remnants of the glue. I see a shiny dot here. I will wash it off later. The good thing is that it's really not painted like almost all the airsoft guns, so you can use this kind of debonder for these glues and it will not damage anything or not leave any mark, because if this would be painted then this would start to dissolve the paint, so you have to be careful. Okay, let's do the pins. So what do we have here? Let's put this aside. So I have two pins. One caught the location pin, let's call it, in. Yeah, nice. Here one screw, another pin, and two springs. I believe those springs are the same, those pins are the same, and this one I have no idea what I use it for, but if I were to guess, this will probably go to the rear to secure this pin so that it doesn't eject when I assemble the buffer tube, which is a nice solution. This one I like. Okay, one spring goes here, then one pin goes also here. Oh, this is stiff. This will be really good. I already like it. Come on. and the longer pin will go to the front. Yeah, so maybe how to do it. Maybe I can already try to use this pin in order to push this in. Okay, nice. But then, oh, nice, I did it. Okay, so extremely stiff. If I can even close it. Okay, I can. Oh shit. Yes, very stiff. I actually would lube it because it goes so hard. So I'm gonna put a tiny bit of oil from this side into this track. Okay, and a bit on the pin, but just a little bit. And I'll just apply it with my hand all around. And now it should be just a tiny bit easier. Okay, so the front one I did. Now let's look on the rear one, and here I guess it will be easier. So first let's see if I'm right, if the screw really comes here. Yes, I think it will fit. If I take the proper hex key, this is tiny screw, you can see it will come here into the rear. Yes, it's threaded, so it will be fine. Okay, so this will be easy because here it will be enough to just throw in the pin and load the locking pin and the spring from the rear, close it with the screw. Probably the screw will be a bigger problem to put it in. So I'm first gonna lube this pin so that this one is done. Yeah, again, just a bit here and there, distribute it like this. Okay, clean the hand. And now I need to rotate this groove towards the rear. I can later fix it if it doesn't fit perfectly. I can still rotate it. Okay, so now the pin goes in from the rear, so does the spring, and the spring again is very stiff. It will be really hard to push it in, but okay, let's see what I can do. I don't know if I can do it one-handed. How to do it? Okay, this one I will do off screen. It's too hard for me to do it in front camera. It wasn't so bad, it was just some special way to hold it with my hand so that I can push it in. But you see the screw goes nicely in. Let's make it flush and this will be ready. Pretty quick. Okay, flush, yes. Okay, so let's see if this pin moves. Yeah, it moves. And I have the proper rotation, so I got it in the proper place. Can push it in. Okay. Okay, so this one works. Alright, then we come to the rear, and here we will need to put some parts from GP. So let's take it out. Golden appearance. Pretty funny. Okay. So what do we have here? Some steel lock, pretty solid I'd say. Return spring, pretty jammed I'd say. What's wrong with this spring? Like, I don't know if you see this, it's not really working properly I guess, but we'll see in a moment. And probably a locking pin. So just for a quick check, I need to put it probably like here. Fit nicely, moves. Yeah, I think it will be good enough. And locking pin from the rear. Yes, so the pin is coming out on this side, you see, and it all fits and all works. This pin of course will be held by the rear plate, so for now I will throw it out and I'll put some lube just. I'd say for this part it's not that critical to have it, but anyway it's better to have it than not. And it's not so critical because it sits quite loose, yeah, so nothing bad will happen here I guess. Okay. Let's drop it back in and let's push it in, and then the pin from the rear. You see the pin sits here. The next part will be this ASAP. Honestly, I don't really like them because of this sound, and I read that it's the same in the military in general, but the target is to make copy of a real guns. The original guns have it, so let's put it in there. It's nicely packed. Let's cut it open. Alright. Okay. What do we have here? Let's throw this out. We have the ASAP and we have some small part, probably for indexing or something. And we have user manual, something that would be very useful to have sometimes. Okay, yes, exactly. You see here in the picture, let's see if this is visible. This part is for fitting the ASAP with the tube so that they don't rotate. We will see how it will fit. Yeah, whatever. Goes aside. Let's make some space. And pretty simply, it just goes in here. Like looking from the outside, perfect match. And now I need to screw in the buffer tube, but before I do it I want to apply some Loctite here. I will not be disassembling this anytime soon. And from my experience, very often these buffer tubes, they get unscrewed during shooting. Okay, and this will be a medium Loctite because I don't know if I won't have to open it sometime in the future. But if I would be, let's say, certain that I know what I'm doing, I would use some strong one. This goes back, okay. And I don't know what's this, I don't know if you can see it. There are these dots everywhere on this side. And yeah, this is my wet hands. And I see that probably it should not be there. I don't know what this is. It's kind of mud. I think this is some kind of impurity during the chemical process of anodization or whatever, and doesn't look good. Like most of it will be anyway hidden when the stock is assembled, but I will try to wash it off later. Yeah. So again, the ASAP fits nicely here, then the stock. Be careful so that this pin doesn't fall out, of course. Okay, oh, I cannot catch it. Okay, now I got it. Okay, let's push it to the front. How much do I do? Oh, maybe that's too much. And that's a question, because right now it's like visible, it comes through. If I do one turn less, then it's a bit deep. I need to think for a second. I have an original MWS here, which is a work in progress, and in there I see that the buffer tube actually is much deeper. It's like 3 times deeper than what I see here, yeah? So probably it makes no difference. Then I can start to tighten it with this nut. Oh, sorry. And let's figure out how to use this steel part they gave here. Ah, there are 2 steel parts. Ah, okay, now I understand. So there are 2 steel parts because it says here that one goes for the military and one goes for the commercial. So it's a question which one will fit, because obviously I don't know what dimensions this have. I would say it's military, so mil spec, probably one on top. Let's see. Okay, I need to take it like this, maybe undo it. And when I look there, it seems like it will fit pretty nicely. Let's try it. I need to take it, put it in there. Well, it fits to the ASAP, that's for sure, and it fell out. Okay, let's do it again. So again, maybe from this side. No. So from this side. Maybe that's actually good. Okay. It's hard for me because I cannot see in detail and this is very small. I need to take it closer to my face. Okay, so I tried and I did it. You can see it in place. The problem is that this opening is actually a hole through to the pin, the golden pin from GAP. So it was falling in all the time. I had to, do it carefully, but now it fits, like it seems it's okay. Now I will have an issue to really tighten this because the standard AR wrench will not fit to this stock. This stock doesn't have these cutouts, it has just 2 holes. I need to catch them with something and I need to rotate it. It will be pretty tricky to tighten it properly. Therefore, I printed this tool and let's see how it works. Okay, so how the tool is supposed to work, I have two screws here. I will put it over, screw them in these holes. There's a second on the other side, and I hope it will rotate. But now I see I made some mistakes because I forgot about the cutout for this buffer tube part, so I needed to modify it, and now it's so wobbly I'm not actually sure this will work at all. So let's see. In the worst case it will break and I will print something more clever. Actually, I had this issue once with a manometer on a Minecraft regulator, that it was leaking. I needed to remove it to be able to seal it, you know, screw it back and seal it properly. And I was like, oh, I don't have any wrench, how do I do it, what do I do? And I printed one out, and to my surprise it was working. So maybe this will work too. So my tool came through, that's half of the success. Now it has to go over the nut. Okay, it's in. I can try to rotate it. Actually, it's quite tight. Maybe the friction itself is enough to tighten this. Let's see, but obviously with camera in front of me I cannot do it. So I'll try, and I'll screw in these screws to have it clamped for sure. Hopefully I have the holes under the screws directly, because this is, let's say, quite tight, as I said already. Should be good anyway. Okay, so somehow I've done it. It was not that nice as I thought it would be, and I left a few scratches here and there, but especially here I made a big one because the screw was not fully in. I started to rotate it and it scratched the nut. Yeah, well, lesson for future. The annoying noise from the ASAP is already here, and now I'm gonna do the angry gun spring. Let's take it out. There is some okay. Okay, it's smaller on the side of the buffer, yeah, so they indicated it. Nice. And I have the GP buffer. Okay. And a lot of parts with it. Let's see what this all is. Okay, of course, no manual. Why would anybody need one? So what do we have here? We have some spring and some weights and a lightweight buffer. Probably it's some screws. Oh yes, it does. Okay, there is an O-ring so that it doesn't fall apart on its own. Okay, and what do we do here? I think I need to just take these weights. They are probably like counter bounce back, yeah, and I have a pin here. I guess it's this pin that is here, or is it there? Oh, it's not there. Okay, so the pin will go there, and here we have some more seals and two springs. I don't know why two. Okay, let's take it apart. So what do I do with it? Probably, like, these springs are kind of big. Okay, so I probably throw the weights in here and then the spring, but with one spring this will be completely loose. Yeah, so you don't want this. So I guess what I need to do is to put in enough springs and weights so that it's balanced. So for example, let's try double weight and one spring. And this is still completely loose, yeah. So what I need to go for, I guess, for example, would be 3 weights and a spring. And this way I will have a strong bounce back counter action. You can hear how it goes forward when I strike it. Maybe actually it's visible, probably not. But that's what VFC is doing in all their guns right now, yeah? And probably these seals are like for damping the heat or something, I don't really know. but I want the hardest kick possible, so I'm not gonna use them. I'll just try it like this. But one thing that I learned from the HPA anti-bounce back for VFC HK417, it requires oil, because if not, then these weights will completely destroy the tube inside. So I applied the oil, and now I can throw in the weights, and they will not cause so big damage. Yeah, okay. So these HPA parts, they had this tip made of plastic, and it was falling off because there was very small screw only on one side holding it. That's one issue with them. The second issue was that when the weight was moving in, it was scraping on the metal and was making a lot of like metal petals flying around, completely jamming it. Yeah, so you need really, if you have one for your 417, just prepare it properly, meaning open it, lube it, and then reassemble it. Of course, the HPA one, not this one. This one seems more or less okay. Okay, so the pin will go in here, and let's orient the rubber part correctly, and the pin goes in like this. Okay, somehow it worked. This is all one part now, working as the intended. Let's put some grease inside the buffer tube. Like, I will keep the gun anyway on the stand with barrel pointing upwards, so there will be a lot of oil leaking in later on. Yeah, so let's put the spring in, and then let's oil the buffer too, maybe a little more. This is brand new, completely dry. Okay, on these walls. Okay, so far it fits, it seems. Okay, it's in. Seems it's fine. So the remaining parts I'll put away. And I believe this is the last part that I want to try. And let's see. So nice ergo grip. We have here some additional parts. This one, no idea what this is. This one obviously for the screw so that it doesn't loosen up. Does this screw fit here? Of course not. Yes, so the screw is not fitting here, and originally MWS has, I believe, M4 screw. So we will need to fetch ourselves a similar one. Let's see how this ergo grips goes. Okay, you can open it, seems nice. You can probably fit it. Also be nice. You can see that this magpul actually doesn't fit to the body on the rear side here, yeah, so it sticks out. It's not so nice, but with this ergo grip, I think it will not even be visible. So for this reason, I need to find a screw that will fit here. Just a second. So I found this M5, because actually this thread is M5. I said it's probably an M4 and I was wrong. So M5, I believe this is like 30 length, and I hope it will not be too long. If it's too long, then I will need to cut it off, because I don't have any shorter screw that is long enough for this purpose. But anyway, this is just a tryout, yeah. Let's target properly. Okay, I guess I have it. And now let's screw it in all the way. A lot of screwing. Okay, almost there. Will it fit nicely? Okay, the screw is at its maximum, and let's see. Okay, like there's a hole here going through completely, and I see the screw is not yet reaching the end, so it will be just fine. So I can, for this time, I can put the cap back in here. Now it goes this way. And here it is with the cap. And basically, the lower receiver for now is ready. The next steps will require me mounting the conversion already, so I will do it completely separately. You can see it's pretty nice. Like this grip, I also like it, it's pretty nice. I like them bigger, yeah, and here it covers this unfitting Magpul ASAP, yeah, you can see oil already is everywhere. And it went quite well, so remember when you are gluing these fake pins not to make too much mess. And for this you probably need a proper tool. I used an improvised one. Actually it worked quite well, but I made this ugly scratch here and I have to live with it. Anyway, I will paint the gun later on, so not a big deal. Hopefully it just is screwed strong enough. So just the last thing that we will do. For now I will open the pins, they already broke in a bit. And I want to put the upper receiver here to see how it fits. Okay, where is the hole? Okay, this one was pretty nice. Oh, it closes also pretty nicely. It's really heavy. And I start to like this gun a lot. Okay, so let's recharge it one more time. Like with this 130% spring, it's like pretty strong resistance. Sound is pretty nice. This charging handle makes it. This lock when it closes. Let's do it again. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Also, I don't know if this is intended. I'll show you one interesting thing. If I go on this side, normally you just pull the charging handle latch and it opens. And here, it's actually something special because it has a lot of resistance, and after you overcome this resistance it opens, yeah. So like it was done on purpose so that you don't open it by accident and this doesn't fly around. So for example, you can imagine if you had the bolt to the rear locked, then the charging handle would be completely loose, and thanks to how this locks in place, how it catches on the steel part here, like accidental opening of the charging handle would be not that easy, yeah? So I really like it. Okay, and that's enough for now, so we will see each other again in the third episode. And for the second one, thank you so much. If you liked it, then please comment, leave likes, let me know what you think. I try to reply to all your comments. I'm very thankful for the ones I receive. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and not miss what's coming up next. So see you in the next episode. May the power of GBBR be with you.